Anyways, the arrow crawler was my other rail. Doesn't quite function as well as it used to, because now the time to kill has been lowered or increased. Time to kill. It takes less time to kill, so it was lowered. Okay, yeah. I know that. Yeah. Anyways. The, poor little arrow crawler. It was really frail to begin with, but the main perk that it had was it climbs incredibly quickly. Like, normally with walker bots, there is a speed loss when going up a cliff, like up a sheer face. This one has no speed loss. It even seems like it goes faster while climbing up than actually moving along the ground, which is kind of odd, but I can dig it. The main problem is if it takes a hit, then you're a little screwed, because it's very fragile. Now, it breaks apart really well, but it just doesn't hold together that well. So you can get away, but if you do get hit, you're a little useless until you can heal up. Moving on, we have the Gremlin. This was my Halloween bot, because they brought back the Hallowed Mask, which is what I have what I like to call the Cyclops variant at the very front. And this was using the old Hallowed cubes, which are the black and iridescent green cubes. Back when we had tiers. This was a pretty cool bot, very tanky, and got a lot of redundancy. It also has 4 hover blades, which on a few occasions I have actually used to make an escape when both the legs are shot out. Other than that, as usual, all my mechs have hovers because, well, they just go a whole lot faster. Or at least they jump farther, anyway. Continuing on, the Skyterror. My very first helicopter, if I remember correctly. It's fairly old. And weapon-wise, they do get torn off pretty easily. Just because they're all on rods, and they all filter back into the main chassis in spots where the damage directs into, like, rotors, or so if you lose a rotor, you lose a bunch of guns. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, going forward, we won't need this many rotor blades to make a viable helicopter. Actually, come to think of it, I haven't really seen too many redundant copters as of late. It's mostly flyers, or thruster sticks, or pseudo-thruster sticks. Copters have kind of taken a back seat. I don't know why. I mean, they're still helicopters, but they're just mounted with missiles, and I guess you can't really use that much CPU to make a wall as the typical wall copters are if you're spending all that CPU on missile pods. Anyways, moving forward, we have the hover crab. This was something that I kinda just threw together on a whim. Not much else to say about it. It's a decent bot. I haven't used it in a while. Maybe I'll pull it out again? I think it needs a bit of a redesign, though. I don't like how the top center gun is just on a single arrow rod with a block. And I guess the back two are okay. Like, so the sort of middle sides one, like right here and here, they're okay, because they're protected by the shield, more or less. But I don't really know how to redesign it, because you got these massive Teslas in the front, and I can't drop this gun down to the front, unfortunately. So, I don't know, we'll see. If you guys have any suggestions for how to improve this bot, let me know. And then we have the Thorny ant, my pseudo art bot, I like to call it. It's got a decent number of plasma. It functions okay, as long as it has support. It's pretty slow when you're low overclock. Moves alright at high overclock, but nothing to write home about. You're not going anywhere quickly with this thing. And climbing is also a little bit of a problem because it's so incredibly heavy. It's also kind of back heavy too, which can at times make it a bit difficult to fire, especially when you're low overclocked. When you overclock, obviously the legs gain lift, so there's that. But all in all, kind of mediocre bot, but it looks cool. I just wanted to have an excuse to use that mask variant. Anyways, not much else to say about the T4 Falcon. This has been in my garage for a very long time, and it's not going anywhere because this was a free jam built bot, and I actually like this one. It performs fairly well, although I took it out for a spin recently, and yeah, it's kind of getting shot down way too quickly. I don't know what the deal is, but it used to be fun and good to play, but maybe not anymore? I don't know. Maybe it was just my bad luck. Who knows? Getting close to the end here, we have the Whiptail. My attempt at a helicopter walker medic. It's kind of so-so. I've had problems with the tail section, because if you notice, it's all connected to one section, which is what I want. Because if you just have one helicopter blade, and the bottom gets shot out, or I guess the top one, either way, basically you lose one, you have one remaining, then the front is just way too top heavy for the single rotor blade to carry, and you just flop to the ground. But not neatly. You usually end up on your front, or on your back, or on your side. A easy target for anyone to kill you while you're trying to flip yourself. So this way, if you lose one rotor, you're likely to lose the second one. Although that's not always the case, but I think that's as good as I'm gonna get it, unfortunately. Again, with the little noodly rod arms here. I kind of want to change that, but I don't know how to mount them any differently. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, the hunchback. A very interesting mech. This was, I guess, my second mech to ever make, rather. It's got some good firepower, and pretty damn tanky, too. Because it's only using one Mega SMG as opposed to two, so it's got a lot more CPU left over for blocks, or armor, or electroplates, or whatever kind of defenses you want to bring into question. Not much else to say about it, it's a pretty solid mech. And moving on, we have the Rainmaker, I guess, and again, with my Megabots. Yep. It's way too large to display in the regular garage spin-around thing. Yeah, I guess this was my very first proper mech. This, is a plasma bot. Now, Mega Plasma on a Megabot is decent. I think Mega SMGs still have the upper hand, in my opinion. But Mega Plasma on a regular bot, you're better to spend your CPU on literally any other component. Mega Plasma is worthless without the huge barrage that having 6 firing at once deal. So, yeah, let me just spin around to the mask here, because I'm sure you guys will want to see this. Yeah, that is the Saber mask. I don't really know what to call this variant, but it's very cool. Maybe the bug-eyed demon? I don't know. It looks cool, and that's what matters. Moving on. We have the Sky Guard. And this is using the spike shields because gotta love me some spike shields. It's a decent flyer. Although, The noodly arms again. My third problem with noodle arms. The way it routes damage into the chassis, a little bit of a problem. Because if you lose one rotor, chances are you'll lose another one. I kind of need to change that, but I can't be bothered. Maybe I'll come back for a redesign at some point. Anyways, we have another Megabot. This one is not mine, though. This was created by somebody else. And it was on the store. It was awesome looking, so I was like, you know what? Let me grab this. Because how could I not? It set me back a little ways because it had the legs and the hover fan back here. Yes, if you didn't know, the hover mech leg trick works even on Megabots. So maybe incorporate that into your next Megabot design. All in all, it's a very awesome bot. Works pretty well. It's a bit more of an art bot than a functional bot, but I have won some games with it. And I don't believe it's on the store anymore, unfortunately, and I can't upload it because it's not mine. Moving on, we are getting very close here to the battleship. My go-to Flak Pot. Now, originally, when Flak was a lot heavier, I really needed these rotor blades at the bottom for two reasons. One, the sheer size of them just stops you from tipping over, because it's basically like massive training wheels. You would sort of tip to one edge of the rotors, and then it would stop you from going any further. The other reason, which is a reason that still kind of works out even in this version, when the weight is cut by half, I think, of what it used to be. Yeah. About half. Let's go with half. Yeah, it takes jumps off of cliffs and bridges a whole lot better. And it's not really going to flop all over the place, assuming you have both rotors intact. All in all, it breaks apart fairly easily. It's a bit of an unorthodox design. You don't really see too many of this. But it is up on the store currently, so if you guys want to try it out, go for it. I have painted it in non-premium colors, and it doesn't have the carbon thrusters, so you will actually be able to buy it. And then, to finish things off, something that has yet to be in a video is the MOA. Now, I was kind of going for a art bot build here. And my idea was get something ready for Phase 2, when weapon switching is a thing. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be keeping the missile pod on top. I think I might be going for something else, just because that's a lot of CPU, and I don't have much to work with. So, I think I might have to say goodbye to the missile pod. Although we are getting a CPU increase when Phase 2 drops. But, although Phase 2 is coming in 2 parts, so we don't know exactly when we're getting the buff and what's coming in which part. Yeah, who knows? We'll have to wait for more information on that. But, yeah, we're getting a CPU buff, but also weapons are also getting a CPU increase in cost. So, there's that too. Now, as a little aside here, if my sprinter leg idea ever makes it into the game, I will be adding those to this pot in a heartbeat, because I think it would work a bit better with a bird-style leg rather than the digigrade leg here. Because it does look very avian, I guess you could say. Mainly the cockpit here. It kind of looks like a giant ostrich, weird bird, beak of death type thing. I don't know how to describe it. Anyways, we have these. These are supposed to be like rotator joint arm things. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, because I don't have enough CPU to really do anything right now. Again, I might scrap the missile pod, but we'll see. Anyways, I will end the video here. Let me know what you guys think of my garage bay, and congratulations for all of those who actually made it to the very end. I know this was a bit of a different video, so I don't know. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. So, again, I will actually end the video right now. I've been the Awesome Soul. I thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.